when it was the least possible or expected. So we know that if we've done it before, we can do it again, and we will do it again. I will stop here, and I thank you again for being here. I would like to invite, you were beautiful enough to welcome us at Amnesty International, and this is an organization that we've been really in relationship with, and we share vision and also action. So thank you for being here with us today. You have the floor.
Thank you so much. It's an honor and privilege to be here with my brothers and sisters from the African continent. I see my brother Lamin, my sister. I have not met you yet, but I'm sure very soon. My brother Deji, my sister Kumba, my brother here. That's not into Nigeria. We should have stopped here at the border. Because you know that in Africa, especially in West Africa, we welcome our guests with food, with singing, with dancing. And it's an honor and privilege to have you here. So, Papa, welcome, bienvenue. How can you know where you are going unless you know where you are coming from? This is a quote from Margaret Ogola, a Kenyan author. She was a doctor who wrote a famous book called The River and the Source. And I think that's why we're here today. Because African Rising is about us rediscovering ourselves, about our identity, and about our essence and our purpose. So long we've been told that we are limited by our boundaries, by our language, by our religion, by our ethnicity, by our gender. But today we have an opportunity to evaluate that and to reconnect that when any of us is affected, we all are affected. We've all gone through a long journey in terms of seeking justice on the African continent. From colonial to post-colonial times and even present day, we face similar challenges in terms of Africa's relevance and Africa's contributions to the world. So how do we present ourselves to the world? Hugh Masekela said once, "My biggest obsession is to show Africans and the world who the people of Africa really are. We all are ambassadors wherever we may be. Whether we join Africa Rising today, in our individual spaces, we are a reflection of the Africa we want to see, the Africa we want to leave for our children and the generations unborn. One that would respect human rights, the dignity of the person, the equality of peoples regardless of whether you are born in the Sahel or in the Sahara or in the Savannah. We are all one and we are connected. And more importantly, we share a common destiny. The world has tried to divide Africa in terms of who we should be. It's an opportunity for us to reclaim who we are and to also accept that in the world that we see and we live in. When we talk about human rights, which is the big issue on our continent today, and which has led to the numerous wars and conflicts that we see, it's because many of us are not addressing it based on our own needs. We're addressing it based on our own needs rather than looking at how it impacts on us indirectly. Except an issue is close to home, we ignore, we say, hey, yeah, and we pass on. The job of human rights is not for Africa alone, it's not for African rights alone, it's not for the numerous activists and human rights defenders out there every day, giving of their time, of themselves, on issues of national and regional relevance. The job of Amnesty is for each and every one of us. Because if we recognize every person, then we are willing to not only support it, but to seek and mobilize others to join us in this journey. I will end with a point around the fact that we write our history by documenting and also affirming those who have been there before us. One thing that I've seen in African Rising is an opportunity to rewrite it side by side as brothers and sisters. Many a times, the history of Africa has been focused only on what our forefathers have done. We have an opportunity now to talk about what our foremothers have done, but also what our sisters are doing on the continent, and how it is our reality that we cannot move Africa ahead if we leave 50% of our population behind. And I appreciate the model that African Rising has presented for us today. We have co-chairs of both genders. We have coordinators of both genders. Are we ready in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Egypt, in Kenya, in South Africa, in Malawi, in Senegal, to allow women to walk side by side with men in leadership? That is human rights, that is dignity, and that is the Africa that we want. Thank you very much.
So I have the opportunity to invite my own brother, Sowore, to just address us very quickly, very briefly.
Thank you very much, Kumba. I came here for a hug. Yeah, I've seen you for 20 years. Yes, I pointed out that I met Kumba not on the continent of Africa, but the home of civil rights in the U.S., Selma, Alabama. That's where I met him first. And ever since then, I'll tell you that I have never been the same, and she's never been the same again. Let me thank Honorable Deji Adeyanju, who invited me yesterday. Without money, dress proper. And other members, I mean, it's nice to meet you. Others that I do not know their names, thank you for coming to Nigeria. Our problem in Nigeria is not COVID. We have a big problem here that is bigger than disease. We have a leadership pandemic, and it's based here in Abuja. So while you close your nose, don't close your eyes, because you can see it if you look very well. But what I just want to say briefly revolves around the question you answered about African rising. And it's a very difficult question if you don't look at the title very well. There's a difference between Africa rising and Africans rising. The Africa rising buzzword actually was coined by non-Africans who kept making Africans feel good about themselves. Africans rising, in my view, is coined by Africans who are rising through the world's difficulties. In the world, I've never seen a group of people on any continent that survived like Africans. That have risen through adversity for the worst time. Slavery, colonialism, dictatorship, war, diseases, the IMF, World Bank, and everybody that uses Africa for experimentation of all kinds. including those who come to Africa to see gorillas and step over Africans themselves. But if we are going to talk about this, it will take forever. What I've asked is for Africans to keep rising together. There is no reason why we need borders between Nigeria and anywhere. There's no reason that Africans should ask for a visa to enter an African country, whereas Americans are giving visa free to every African country. It's a shame, as a matter of fact. There's no reason why we are not spending the same currency. So let's keep rising together, Africans, so that we can attain our real potential in the world. And to African leaders who are putting us down, we run to Turkey to beg a few days ago. I said, shame on you, all of you, African leaders. Shame and shame and shame.
Thank you so much, Sowore. I'll call Prince and Charles to just come and announce the awards, those who are the winners. Thank you, Prince.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us in this August event. We are very excited. For the first time, we are doing an event to honor our activists, our movement, and our artistic activists in the Africans Rising Activism Awards. And I also want to use this opportunity to thank our co-coordinators for giving us the opportunity and the resources and the knowledge to be able to put together such an amazing initiative. And this wouldn't be possible without our head of finance and admin, Mr. Usman. He has been very supportive, giving us all the support we need to make this happen. Please, a round of applause for him. So I'm very honored to be announcing the winners of the 2021 Activist of the Year in these awards. Now, the winners go home with a lot of prizes. Cash prize and other opportunities to work with Africans Rising throughout the year. The second runner-up receives a cash prize of $300 to support her activities. The first runner-up has a cash prize of $500, and the winner receives a cash prize of $1,000 to support his activities in wherever country he or she is. So, to announce, aside the cash prize, there are other, branded materials from Africans Rising and opportunities to work with us throughout the year by participating in our events, going on solidarity missions, and also representing Africans Rising at various functions. So, I will go ahead and announce the second runner-up. She's also joining us via Zoom. Her name is Christine Kabuya, and she is also known as Tina Khan, and she's a human rights defender, peace and security activist in Mombasa. She's live on Zoom. Christine, would you like to share some few words? Hello, Christine. Christine, would you like to share some few words before we continue? Okay, so we'll move on to announce the first runner-up. The first runner-up is Molene Gragar. She is an experienced lawyer, editor-in-chief, policy and legislative drafter, editor, researcher and scientist who has worked with marginalized youths and women to confront drought in Africa's drylands in the northern regions of Ethiopia, northern Kenya, northern Uganda, Tanzania, Botswana, and Sudan. A round of applause for Molene Gragar from Ethiopia, who is the second runner-up, first runner-up for Activist of the Year. Now, before I continue, I would like to specify how we selected them. These were selected by votes from our members and also people they follow. And we received, great amounts of votes from the community. So I would like to also count the votes that they received so that we can, before we announce the winner. The second runner-up, Christine, received 668 votes, and Molengraga received 1,320. And it's my honor to announce the official winner, who is a Nigerian and is also among us here. So the 2021 Africans Rising Activist of the Year, with 1,467 votes from young people across the continent and members of Africans Rising. Please, a resounding round of applause for Wilson Atumeyi, the CEO of Water Nigeria, who will be joining us here to receive the 2021 Activist of the Year for Africans Rising. Yeah. The profile, as he walks upstage, Wilson is a sociologist, anti-corruption activist, and founder of a non-profit organization, Water Development, also known as Waterwide. He is our Africans Rising 2021 Activist of the Year, and we will have our former co-chair, Charles Van Dyke, doing the presentation of his plan, and then he will give us a short speech. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank everyone that voted me. I'd like to thank God Almighty. I'd like to thank every volunteer, every staff of Water Development, Waterwide, for ensuring my work in the development space and the activism work goes pretty well. It has been a very hard journey, but having to see Sowore here, Deji and the likes gives me more courage. I've not visited where we visited, I only got some few trades and all. I've not gotten to the professional level of activism, but my works are doing great. My work goes around water, sanitation and hygiene specifically, calling that. And is to ensure that projects for water, sanitation and hygiene reach marginalized and rural communities, because most funds for these communities are easily siphoned in all. So billions of dollars each year are budgeted for water, sanitation and hygiene related projects, but they don't get to these communities. So my work is to track and ensure that these funds get to these communities. Aside from working in the water, sanitation and hygiene space, I do works around education, sexual and gender-based violence, child rights acts and more. But I would love to say I'm the waterman. That's what people call me. So this award is for Wilson, it's for Waterwide, it's for Nigeria, and it's for Africa. Thank you.
Yeah,